Hey guys, a quick note before we get into this video. When myself and my wife Sarah sat down to basically have a conversation about our recent trip to Dubai with our two kids, Riley and Reggie, 5 and 8, we thought it'd probably be a 20-minute conversation. It lasted over an hour, so we split it up into 3 videos. This is video 1. In this video we talk about getting to the airport, getting from the airport to the hotel, first impressions, checking in, getting to the room, quick look at the room, and then we talk about the dining experiences inside the Atlantis at the Palm. In video 2, we go into all the activities we did within the resort, and video 3, we talk about the videos we did outside of the resort. We also cover off some top tips and things you need to know when you're traveling to Dubai. If there's something in here we haven't covered, drop it in the comments. We might be able to help with an answer. And don't forget, hit subscribe, head over and watch videos 2 and 3. Speak to you soon. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I guess quick intro to why we're doing this video in the first place. We went out to Dubai, to the Atlantis in October last year. Took our 2 boys, Riley and Reggie, 5 and 7 at the time.
Yeah.
And loved the holiday. Ahead of going on that holiday, we watched a lot of YouTube videos. So we thought we'd share a little bit about us, what we did out there, trying to help any of you that are thinking about going out there, as well as, I guess, intro you to a little bit to the channel, because we're going to do more videos, because we kind of fell in love with Dubai, haven't we?
We really have, yeah.
And since going out there, we've gone out there separately without the boys. So this channel is really going to be a space where we sort of share what we're learning about Dubai. We're based in the UK at the moment. We run a couple of businesses here in the UK and are thinking about relocating. So there's going to be this sort of content, which is sort of like the travel stuff that we get to do. As well as I'm the geeky guy who likes to put everything in a spreadsheet and work out the financials in terms of like home buying, off plan, mortgages, healthcare, all that good stuff that you need to consider. So if you're just thinking about going to the Atlantis, this is the video for you. If you are thinking about potentially doing more in Dubai, hit subscribe. And if you can hear like a pitter patter in the background, oh, come.
It's our dog.
It's our dog, come here. We're going to put him in the house while we record this, but he gets anxious, so we decided not to. So I'll put him here next to me. Come on, down boy. Down. Good boy, stay. Steady. So, we've got an iPad in front of us, guys, because we want to try and, I guess, make this video a little bit structured to get the most out of it for you. So let me just rinse through what we're going to cover off in this video, and then we can get into it. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
We're going to cover get from the airport, so everything from like landing in Dubai, finding a taxi, checking in. Then we're going to move on to the package that we had. Sarah's going to cover that off, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? And then dining experiences at the Atlantis, sort of the restaurant experiences you can have out there. Then we're going to go to the activities we did at the hotel. So there's the pool, Waterpark. We went on a jet ski. We did some kayaking, did the Dolphins. And we did a helicopter ride, which was pretty cool. Going to share some of that stuff with you in case any of that's of interest. Then we did some activities outside of the hotel, Dubai Mall, a desert trip, Ferrari World up in Abu Dhabi, and then we're just going to share some like good stuff that we think you should know, that we wish we'd known before we went out.
Yeah, some hints and tips.
Yeah, and then I guess just some final thoughts. Sound good?
Perfect.
Let's get into it. So first thing was getting from the airport. So we flew from Heathrow.
Yeah. We
stayed down the night before, which just made things a little bit easier. Especially with the boys. What are you laughing at?
And me stressing that we potentially might get stuck in traffic and miss a flight.
Yeah, that's probably the truth of it. Like, Sarah wants to be there 7 hours early.
We did have an early-ish morning flight anyway.
Early-ish morning flight. So we landed in Dubai, and I guess the first thing that we were thinking is like, how do we get from the airport to the Atlantis hotel? What?
I kind of want to just scoot back a little bit because I guess we travelled during COVID, so a lot of it was pretty stressful for me, not for you because you didn't really deal with any of it. But there was quite a lot of documents that we needed to have printed out. Me and Adam had to have a PCR test. So yeah, it was sort of very stressful, and I guess that thing of not knowing whether you're going to be able to fly or not was like scary. But then since going back in February, it seemed you needed less paperwork, still a PCR test, but I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that's changed now. I don't actually think you need a PCR test.
Just check travel restrictions before. Yeah. Don't take this video as any advice on travel restrictions. One thing actually is good worth scooting back to is, I guess, first impressions of landing at the airport. So the reason we picked Dubai is because we just heard. Like, I guess just to be fair, like I had like misconceptions of what the Middle East was going to be like to holiday in. That's just where I was generally at.
So did I. I guess from my point of view as well, I guess completely different to yours. I guess I'd seen like people from Tawi going to Dubai and like photos, and they were going like with young families like us. So, and then my hairdresser, she's got a young girl, she went with her. So I knew that it was child friendly. And I guess only seeing like the Instagram pictures and speaking to people is when we sort of decided that it would be a good holiday for us.
Yeah, you sort of put it on my radar, so I'd never had considered it.
Yeah.
And then I went and just spoke to people that I know, and everyone that I spoke to just had just class comments. They just said, amazing place, great experience, and one of the safest places to travel to with kids. And as soon as we landed, we sort of felt that experience straight away. So can you remember, we landed? Give me that for a sec. Just as a quick note, the thing that I was most impressed with so far, arriving, so we're coming through the airport, that was pain free, and then they see we've got 2 young kids with us and it's like midnight, so they open up an area to let us basically get a very quick fast track through security. There's a big long snake, you know what it's like, but they let us through. And ever since then, since arriving, everyone has been so awesome with the kids, haven't they? Yeah. They've been amazing. Guys, Reg, what do you think? The holiday so far?
Good.
Do you like Dubai?
Yeah.
What's the best bit you've seen so far?
Probably in the pool.
In the pool? Nice. Riles, what's your best bit so far?
Pool.
The pool? Alright, nice. I think we've got some drinks, we've got some juice. I guess it's just in the nature and the culture. They really look after families, specifically with young kids, which was great to see as soon as we landed, made us comfortable. So got to the airport, landed, got through, nice and easy. And then naturally we're thinking, how do you get from the airport to the hotel? They have Uber at Dubai. So the first thing for me is to open up the Uber app, sort of like how I get around the UK, specifically around London. Opened the Uber app, looked at that, and then I saw loads of signs for taxis. So we just wandered through the airport to the taxi rank. And it was super slick. Cases in the back. Not really too much to say, apart from the fact that I would recommend using the taxi rank because it was much cheaper. I think it cost about £15.
About 30 minutes?
About a 30-minute drive, about £15, so about 75, 80 dirhams or dibs. So the exchange rate's about 5 to 1, so it makes it nice and easy.
Did you actually say dibs? Because you said it earlier, and I've never heard you say it, and it's.
Well, seeing though that we've been like looking at buying and stuff like that, so we're potentially looking at buying over there at the moment. And the 2 people that I'm speaking to, Kev being one, and Kerry, they say dibs, so they've lived out there.
Oh, so okay.
So I've picked it up off there.
I was going to say it's probably a local lingo that we're probably.
A local lingo. So dirhams is the currency, and it's an AED, as you'll see it if you want to go and change them. Pounds or dollars or wherever you're travelling from, it's the AED currency. So it was about 75 dirhams, about £15.
You don't need cash.
Don't need cash. It would have been more expensive in an Uber.
In there.
It would have been more expensive in an Uber because we came back in an Uber as well. So they've got standard rates. The drivers were super polite, super helpful. Yeah. And then I guess the experience of getting to the hotel, I just remember being like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like when you pull in, the service from as soon as you arrive, cases out. I think the correct term is the bellhops. Might be wrong. Tell me in the comments if I've just insulted someone. But I think they're called bellhops. So they bring it over, put the cases on, take you in. We went to the desk, and then we got this little slip. So in the room, the bags would be there when we had finally checked in. Checking in took a little bit of time, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
That's the only thing around check-in that I thought.
I think it was probably, I guess everyone's arriving at the same time because flights have landed, and I guess we were just shattered. Yeah. It was like obviously a long day, and with the boys, they were obviously sleepy, and I think we arrived at night, didn't we? Yeah. We arrived in the evening, and even I guess you're obviously in clothes that you've travelled in, so. And I remember we literally left the airport, didn't we? And the humidity, like, obviously we were wearing face masks because we had to. Yeah. Like, the heat just hit you. And I guess it's a mixture of, like, wanting to be in cooler clothing and tired. And with the boys, it seemed to take longer than we wanted it to.
Yeah, 100%. And then I was lucky.
But the bags were there straight away.
Bags were there straight away. And
as soon as we checked in.
Just the last tip around that, and then if you wanted to talk about the room for a sec. Last thing about the rooms. First time we went, I remember to have some dirhams with me. Just top tip. These guys are amazing. So it's nice to tip over there. It's a bit of a tipping culture as well. Not required, because the first time I went, I had some dirhams. Hugely appreciative of tipping the bellhop. Second time, literally said to the guy, I feel terrible. Thank you for the service, but I actually have no dirhams with me. He was like, it was super polite, super kind. He gets it, and I guess it was just a testament to the nature of the guys over there. Just an amazing culture from like as soon as we arrived. Do you want to share what the room was like?
Yeah, so
it's a bit of a wow moment for us actually as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. So even their standard room is like amazing. So like huge wardrobes, huge bathroom with a massive shower, and then you kind of got like a separate toilet within the bathroom, and then a freestanding bath, which basically you got like sliding doors. Where you can obviously have a bath and open the doors up to see the rest of the room and obviously out of your balcony. So that was pretty wow. So we had obviously the boys shared a bed, and obviously we had our own bed.
Yep. And I remember opening the balcony.
There was a desk as well, wasn't there?
There was a desk. Opening the balcony up, and at the Atlantis, you've probably seen it if you're looking into it. You'll know the aquarium there. So the aquarium, when you see it, is phenomenal, and we'll try and drop some photos of the boys. So that's like in the lobby area downstairs in the hotel. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's just a wow moment. But when we went to our hotel room, our actual balcony, and I think majority of the balconies with the package that we had, but you can pick a room which is sort of like sea facing, and if you do that, we're in the East Tower, I believe. Yeah, we're in the East Tower. And our balcony, it wasn't really a balcony. You open the doors and there's just a sort of a metal gate there.
Yeah.
A little fence.
Depending on how high floor you are as to whether you actually have a proper balcony.
Yeah.
When we went in February, we did have a balcony.
Yeah. But the cool thing was with that room is like it looked over the aquarium, and it was just open top. So that was amazing, because you just watch all the fish, the sharks, the stingrays, and then it's like beautifully lit up at night. I actually think I posted something on Instagram. I don't really use Instagram, so don't find me on there. But I think I actually posted something on there which I'll try and grab and put on there. It just looks stunning at night.
Yeah.
So it's just like I guess from arriving, the room, all of that, just pretty seamless experience.
Yeah.
No stress. Do you want to share like the package information, because I know that might be helpful for some people watching this thinking of going to the Atlantis, but like how much does this all cost?
Yeah, so we booked ours through British Airways as a package with flights and hotel as a package. Whereas I know a lot of people kind of would maybe do it separately, obviously depending on the cost, weigh it up. So our package, it was the full board extraordinary Atlantis experience. So we got breakfast, lunch, dinner, soft drinks, and water included just at meal times. That wasn't it?
Yeah. And for those of you that are thinking full board for me meant one thing. It meant alcohol. It doesn't mean alcohol.
No, you're thinking of all inclusive.
I'm thinking all inclusive.
Yeah.
But if you were thinking,
this is why he doesn't book anything.
This is exactly why I don't book anything. And we'll get to alcohol towards the end of this in terms of like if you're thinking like can you drink out there, we'll share all that with you a bit later on.
Yeah, and there were some like hotel extras, which we didn't really know what it was until we got
confusion around that actually,
because it wasn't clear on British Airways what it was. It kind of gave you, I think it was it gave you a total amount of pounds as extras. I think it was the way that it was stated on British Airways.
Is it kind of said like, let's just make up a number, it was like 3,000 dirhams worth of extras, like 500 quid for an example. So we went to the guest services and we're like, oh, we've got a voucher for £500 worth of stuff that we thought we could spend on services or experiences at the hotel. And what it actually ended up being is the stuff that is built into that package. So some of the extras around like the Waterpark and things like that was all of the things that they'd built in. They then put a value on the package which is worth 3,000 dirhams as an example. So it's not actually like a credit you get off something. It was just all the stuff you've got is worth this much money.
If you choose to use it.
So we wasted like 30 minutes on that.
Yeah, so I think it was like 5% that we got off the dolphin experience that we did. You could use the water sports.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was all water sports or just the kayaks. We only used the kayaks, but it had to be, I think it was like before 11 or something that you had to use them. But yeah, basically we got given like a booklet, and it told us everything that was included once we arrived.
How much?
The total cost for 2 adults, 2 children, we went for 10 nights, flight and the hotel package, £7,038, which, looking at it now, I think was a real bargain.
Yeah, I guess one thing that would be helpful if you are thinking about going out and you're just a couple with no kids, we're going to do a video after this, not today. We're going to do a video that's just like our experience of going out there and what we spent money on.
Yeah.
Because we actually mixed it up a little bit. We did half in a bit Airbnb and we did half in the hotel just to see a bit more of Dubai. As I said, we're looking at buying out there at the moment. So there's some interesting cost differences and like where you can save money or spend more money. But I agree with you. This was
like
3 meals a day.
The hotel is absolutely like stunning. So stunning.
Yeah, I agree.
And the service you get everywhere is amazing, and the facilities for kids are just amazing. Like,
you know, one thing we haven't actually covered on here,
what?
Which is one day we didn't know it existed when we were going out there, but there was what's it called, the kids zone, I think it was called.
I think I have.
Oh, go you.
Kids club.
We'll get to that in a bit then, guys. All right, so we mentioned sort of like our package, which was full board. Not all inclusive. Now I know that definition. Let's move on to dining. So what I wanted to do here was, I guess, just show you guys all the different restaurants you can get at the Atlantis, because one thing that we learned out there is like all the restaurants, they're phenomenal. Like, they're such high quality restaurants. That's because you don't have to be staying at the Atlantis to actually book. So it's actually a destination on its own, which explains why they've got all these quality restaurants. Do you want to talk through the restaurants we went to?
Yeah.
And then our experience with that, and then I can also share with you the restaurants we went to the second time around, but we'll cover the details off in that video.
Yeah, so for breakfast, we only thought there was kind of one restaurant in our East Tower side, which was the buffet restaurant, which is called Kaleidoscope. The first morning we went to queue for there, and one of the guys said, to save you queuing, there's another place you can have breakfast called Seafire, which is called the Seafire Steakhouse. So we went down to there. It was like super quiet, and definitely more of what we prefer.
Oh, it's cool. Like, Seafire was amazing
because it wasn't just hustling bustling. The Kaleidoscope wasn't really like that, but it was just great. More a lot quieter and chilled. So you still had your buffet options, but there were certain things on a small menu that you could choose from to order that they do fresh, like pancakes, omelette, eggs Benedict and things like that. So yeah, that was amazing. This time round, we went in February. That option had changed to a different restaurant. Again, we went there this time, just so it was a lot more chilled and quieter.
And it was all done the same.
But that was full. No. This time it was full buffet. Again, it could be something to do with COVID.
Oh, okay.
So it was full buffet, but on a smaller and quieter scale than Kaleidoscope.
That was nice. So kind of moving on to lunch, we mainly had it in 2 different places. So at the hotel, there's the pool at the back.
The Royal Pool.
The Royal Pool.
Is where we...
Yeah, because there's 2 pools, and we'll get onto the pools in a little bit. But there's 2 pools. We went to the Royal Pool, and to the left there was one restaurant called The Edge, and to the right there's one restaurant called The Shore. That's mainly where we ate, didn't we? Yeah,
you could get food delivered to your sunbed by pressing a little buzzer, and they come and take your order. But we never did that because I think it wasn't included, was it? It wasn't. You had to be sat in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But again, you've got that option if you didn't go full board that you could order it to your sunbed if you didn't want to, move to a table.
Yeah, and not to spend too much on food, guys, because you'll probably all have your own taste, but the food there is phenomenal.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Even like you were having basically like what you'd have for a main meal at dinner time for lunch as well. The tacos, like the fajitas.
Even the BLT was special.
Pizza, great kids menu as well. Always had a kids menu.
Just on that, it's also one of those places where if there's something on the menu that you want or you want something changed, ask, because they'll do it for you. Yeah, they were like really accommodating for looking after the family and the kids.
Cool. So yeah, for dinner, the restaurants that we ate were the Gordon Ramsay's Bread Street Kitchen and Bar. That was really cool, wasn't it? Yeah. That was nice.
That's the first time that Reggie ever tried chicken wings.
Yeah, so Reggie tried chicken wings for the first time and he loves them now. Rhonda Locatelli, which was an Italian.
The waitress there was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was great. Riley had a crush on her, didn't he?
Riley had a crush on her.
The Seafire Steakhouse. Hey, Reggie's got the camera. We're having a snug, aren't we, babe?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the singer, look, Reggie. She's going to be good thinking, isn't she? Daddy on there.
Hey, mate. It's a bit dark, isn't it?
We went there twice, didn't we?
Went there twice, but just to make you aware, when you are eating out, some places have supplements. So even though
Seafire is one of them.
Yeah, even though we were full board, some of the restaurants have a supplement, which is just an additional amount you have to pay, and it's like subsidised because you're full board. So
Totally worth it.
Seafire, 100% worth it.
The steak is
Steak was fantastic.
probably the best steak. Your Chateaubriand is nice, but yeah,
I'll
the
take that.
steak, it's like the best steak that I've had out.
100%. And the atmosphere, and we've probably got some videos of this, but there was live music and
A live singer.
yeah, and the manager comes around and speaks to every single guest. It felt like anyway, he made us feel like he was not rushed. He wanted to spend time with us, which makes a difference. And I think one thing that we saw there specifically is, I guess they just got it right, which is if you come and pay attention to the kids and you make the kids happy, the parents are automatically happy.
Yeah.
Like they made sure the kids were always happy, because that just puts the parents at ease. So they kind of nailed that,
Yeah,
which was
100%.
cool. Love that restaurant. And then Kaleidoscope, which was the buffet.
The buffet restaurant. We ate there when because we didn't book anything prior to us coming back from Ferrari World, because we didn't know timings of when we were going to be back and stuff. So, and Reggie wanted to try the chocolate fountain, so we obviously had to go there once. But yeah, great selection of food.
I kind of like pulled a face actually when it was like, oh, we're going to a buffet restaurant, because we've all been to those buffet restaurants where food is cold, or not cold, just average temperature, not cooked fantastically because you're sort of being moved through like a cattle market. We've all had that experience, and I was like, ugh, don't want to do that. That's not what we've come here to do. But because we didn't know what time we were going to be back from Ferrari World, like Sarah said, went there. It was fantastic. Like every spot had a dedicated chef or chefs. The food was cooked to perfection. It was beautiful, and such like a wide selection of food. Everything from, it was like sushi, Indian, Chinese, Italian. It was fantastic.
Yeah, everything you could want. Riley had a roast dinner, didn't he?
Yeah,
Riley had a roast dinner, like literally everything that you could think of.
So just before we move on to the next section, she's smiling because she just kicked the table, which makes the cameras. So
I'm sorry, I don't have much leg room. I have to keep crossing my legs.
Just as a quick tip, get the app. When you arrive at the
100%.
check-in, they tell you about an app, and that's how you end up booking the restaurants. It's dead easy. You click on the Atlantis restaurants, and then you go through the restaurant you're looking for. It'll tell you the time slots when they're available. Top tip is to go through your stay when you arrive and just book everything in that you want at the times that you want. It's super simple. It'll take
I
10 minutes.
disagree. Like,
Really?
well, yeah, because this time round, us knowing, I booked all before we went. You know, if you're going, I guess at a peak time when there's going to be.
Oh, fair point. Yeah.
You know, when I don't really know when the peak time would be there, but 100%. If you want to stay, if you know where you want to eat every night, book it in. And you can easily cancel it or modify or change your booking. But I would recommend, you're going there, you're staying, book it before you go.
Okay, top tip. Sarah's top tips.
Sarah's top tips. Love it.
Hey guys, just before we wrap up, I want to say thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and also let you know what's coming to the channel moving forward. So myself and Sarah are thinking about relocating out to Dubai. So we went out early this year to go, just the two of us without the kids, to see what it was really like, getting a bit closer to the town and the city. So we spent half our time in Marina, We then did go back and spend another half of the hotel at the Atlantis to see what that was like without the kids, and we're going to do a full review of that soon on the channel. So if that's of interest, hit subscribe. That video should be dropping in the next couple of weeks. Also, later this year, because we truly want to know what it's like to be there all year round, and we know the weather can be very testing for people, so we're going out there at basically the hottest time of year. We're going out in July for 4 weeks. Myself, Sarah, and the 2 boys, we're getting out there in an Airbnb, basically around the area that we would be living if we relocated. We want to get a sense of what it's like to live there, so during that time we're going to create a lot of content. If there's anything specific you think would be interesting for us to go and find out or explore, put in the comments. Or if you're thinking about going out there and you want us to go and see something and sort of report back, happy to do that too, because we're going to be exploring straight for 4 weeks basically. And also when it comes to relocating, if that is of interest to you, I am the person that likes to work out the finances and all the details, so I'll be working out everything from the visas, the healthcare, the education, everything that you'll need to know, and I'll be putting that into a Google Drive and a doc, so if you are thinking about it, I've probably got a document to help you save your time and your research. Anyway, don't forget to hit subscribe. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Stay well, speak to you soon.